There are many stories that have been told about women who have done heroic acts. But I am sure that so many of you have not heard the story of this particular woman. Her name is Judith. And mark you, this story is in the Bible, but not in the common one that you use. This story is found in the Catholic Bible, which contains 73 books, okay? So the 7 more that have been added are called the Deuterocanonical books. And one of these books is called Judith, okay? So here's the tea. So when King Nebuchadnezzar was still a king, he happened to have a general or an army commander who was called Holofernes. Now this guy was the baddest of the bad. The baddest, okay? And anything that King Nebuchadnezzar would ask for, this guy would get it for him. So in this particular case, King Nebuchadnezzar says that he wants to rule over all the world exclusively. But then there's this tiny nation that is trying to give him headache. And this is the nation of Israel, okay? So this small nation is surrounded by mountains. And either way, it doesn't matter. They could be having barriers of whatever kind, but he is planning to take over that country together with every other country in the world. Remember, Nebuchadnezzar was the king of Assyria, okay? And he used to believe that he's the baddest. You guys, you know the story of Nebuchadnezzar and the way he was even made to eat grass, for 7 whole years, because he felt that it was the best thing that could ever have happened into the world. But then, even before he ate grass, now there are a series of things that he had done, and this is one of those stories, okay? So he says that he wants to conquer the entire world, and he gives the orders, and everybody is more than willing to follow the orders of the king, okay? So the commander is willing now to go and take over the country of Israel. And he actually sets off with the rest of the army members. But then, before he goes, as they had congregated in a place, and now this guy called Achior or Achior, I don't know what is the proper pronunciation now, but that is the guy. So he tells them, Mkubwa, there's no problem. You can take over Israel anytime you want. But I want to tell you a background story of these guys, okay? Now, these guys are like this. If you touch them, their God is going to fight for them. Badly. And he goes on to tell him the story of how the God of Israelites delivered them from Egypt. He goes on to tell him the story of how they were even delivered, how the Red Sea was parted, what happened in the 40 years in the desert, all that and all that. And he listens, but then he's like, well, don't really care. And you said they have a powerful God. Does their God even know who Nebuchadnezzar is in the first place? Anyway, so as when they told Achor that, they also told him that now that you're busy trying to defend those guys, what you're going to do, in fact, you're going to go and join them. Ebutoka kwa hii camp mbio. You're going to leave the camp, go and join them, because you sound like a sympathizer of the Israelites. Actually, leave right now, Achiol. And so the guy leaves, okay? So he goes to the Israelites and he tells them, now this is the plan that is being hatched, that you people are going to be taken over by Nebuchadnezzar. So you better come up with a plan. Remember, he had told the commander that if these people sin, that is the only time you can take over their country. But if they are on the right side of God, you will not touch them. Believe you me, you will not touch them. Okay. So he goes, he tells the Israelites the whole story, what, and then they come up with a plan, okay? So everybody is stuck, the men are praying, everybody is fasting, everybody is stressed, nobody knows what to do, and they're like, so one woman called Judith anajitokeza. She offers herself and she says, by the way, guys, I have a solution. And my solution is not the Lulu, it's a real one. Okay, so you have to give me space and you have to accompany me with your prayers. So everybody congregates. They all, the way the Israelites used to do it, they tear their clothes, they wear sackcloth, they apply ashes on their heads, they fast and they pray and they weep and all that. So as soon as they're done, Judith sets off to the camp of the Assyrians with her maid, okay? So when she's walking towards that direction, the soldiers spot her and they arrest her. They're like, woman, where could you possibly be going? And who are you? And then she tells them, oh, you know me, I am just a woman. We have heard the story of how Nebuchadnezzar the Great is planning to come and take over the whole of Israel. And I have decided, you know what? I cannot stay with losers. I have decided to come and join your team. So she tells them that. And anyway, they're like, yeah, you have a point. Who wants to stay with losers? And then they look at her. The woman is super beautiful. They cannot resist the charm. So they're like, it's okay. Come and join us, sweetheart. So she goes and joins the camp. Wacha yule commander amuone. The commander looks at her and is like, Israelite babes are so fine. This one needs to join us. And so she joins them. Okay? And Nebuchadnezzar, kwa sababu ni mwanaume kama wengine, no Nebuchadnezzar, the guy Holofernes, because he's a man like any other, na wanaume, wacha niache na nyinyi, wacha tu niendelee na hadithi. Anyway, so he's like, take her to my chambers. Take her to my chambers. She's a fine girl. A fine girl cannot just sleep anywhere. She has to stay in the commander's chambers. And that is why she's taken. So she goes there, she makes the man drunk, everybody is happy, it's merry, merrily, everybody is happy. And so Holofernes is back to his tent. He finds Judith there, she's the finest girl, she looks at him, she butters her eyelashes, Holofernes, babe, what? He gets drunk, and do you know what this girl does? Anawapumbaza siku moja, mbili, tatu, and then she just fools them for a few days. She acts like she's all in, and do you know what she does? She cuts off his head. Yeah. She chops off his head. She puts it in a bag. She covers the bag and she leaves. And then she tells the soldiers, Holofernes has said that he does not want to be disturbed by anybody. So don't you dare to enter in his tent. And so nobody does, because this guy is the baddest of all, and nobody can dare him. And yeah, nobody gets into his tent. So Judith and her servant go, they pretend that they're going there to worship their God, what. And then they set off, they disappear, they enter into the camp of the Israelites. And do you know what she does? She takes off the head of Holofernes and she lifts it up and she's like, my people, we've won yet again. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how Judith, using beauty, wisdom, and prayers of her people, she's able to save her people yet again. Na munasema urembo sio kitu kizuri? No, beauty is important. Let women be beautiful and also accompany them with prayers. Prayers. A lot of them. Yeah. Amazing, right? So if you want to know the full story, just you go get your Catholic Bible and read the story of Judith and know the entirety in details. Thank you, my people. Another day, I'll give you another story about another Bible personality who makes me happy.